Hello and welcome back. On the last episode we started Volume 7 and we stole some art and killed a purple blood. All with Remele Namek. Yeah. And now I believe the next person we have to go with is an olive blood, based off the colours I remember. And yeah. Time to find out what that's all about. Volume 7 of Business Flagrantly Illegal. I still struggle saying that. Ever since you were a kid back on Earth, you've always held the deep, close wish to one day travel the world. You wanted to see new places, experience exciting new tastes in altitudes and temperatures. Maybe go scuba diving. You never imagined you would actually get that chance. The kind of cool stuff you didn't happen. That kind of cool stuff never didn't happen to someone like you. Well, you're finally getting your wish. It's just a totally different world. Funny how life turns out. When you get back to Earth, well, you don't want to think about that. Who knows if that'll ever happen? You really chilled out recently. Found your place in the universe. Drifting from friend to friend. Adventure to adventure. It's the only way to live. Konyyl Okimaw. Right now, your travels have brought you to what appears to be a normal road in an innocent part of town. Innocuous, sorry. Right now, your travels have brought you to what appears to be a normal road in an innocuous part of town. Not particularly upscale, but not exactly a rat trap either. Just pretty average. A row of those pesky purple bushes line the sides of the road, and behind one of them stands a large, fierce troll who is glancing furtively up and down the street. Okay, that's less than average. Hey, are you her? Huh? I mean, are you her? Are you the one I'm waiting for? Well, your first instinct is definitely to tell her that, yes, of course you are who she's been waiting for. Provided she's been waiting for a new friend. But honestly, you aren't sure your stick is going to work on this girl. Of course not. Of course not. What was I thinking? This is so infuriating. She's late and I'm so bored. Do you think she's coming soon? You don't know who she means, but you suggest that she might be more comfortable waiting somewhere that isn't a spiky purple shrub. Don't be stupid. My client values discretion. I have to lay low. The shrub hardly manages to cover her, and standing by it and shouting it is definitely not making her less conspicuous. Neither is asking random passers-by whether or not they are her client. Not that you can talk. Accosting people left and right and asking them to be your friend is kind of your whole deal. If you aren't Country Lady 453, then who is? Country Lady 453? That almost sounds like... Sorry I'm late. I couldn't. What in tarnation? You'd know the general, that genteel charm anywhere. Well, my stars. I definitely wasn't expecting to see you around here. What a masterful coincidence. You're an incredibly glad to see Skylar. And Lady too. And all unkidnapped and everything. I'm just saying the dog's got kind of like omnipresent eyes. You give Skylar a hug, which she enthusiastically returns. She nearly picked you up off your feet. Lady shoves her nose against your neck and it gives you a few sloppy licks. Who the heck are you? I have business at this bush. Mind your own. No, I'm sorry, but I'm the business your bush has been looking for. Wait, what? Your country lady? The very same. The name's Skylar Corrigan. Pleasure to meet you. I didn't think you'd be bronze. I've gotten that before, honestly. Also, by the by, this concerns them too. She puts a hand on your shoulder. It does? It does? Sure enough. They were there when it happened. They even helped me fight off the vomits who tried to take my Lucis. Right, yeah, you said something about that in your message. But I don't get it. What do you want me to do? Right, well, the bandits didn't get Lady. But other kids haven't been so lucky. Bloods have been hit especially hard. I want you to find the bandits bandits' base of operations, and I want you to take them out. Permanently and painfully. Permanently and painfully, okay. Konyl's mouth moves slightly. Like she's trying to reason through the steps of Scarlett's conversation. Then she catches up with a slow grin that spreads across her face. Yeah, I like painful. And permanent. But wait. You want me to get revenge on for someone else's Lucis? Why? Well, a few of us got together and decided to do something about it ourselves. Since there's no hope for the heirs or the drones doing anything to stop the bandits. And they'll all like them be his spokestroll, seeing how I'm the oldest and the least easily shook. Okay, sure. I guess that's the why. I guess the why isn't important. How much you got? How much are you willing to throw down? I doubt any lowbloods can afford my fees. Let alone a bunch of country rusties. Okay. Lady starts to growl and Scarlett puts a pacifying hand on her head. Everything's fine, lady. We were expecting this, didn't we? We expected this, didn't we? We were hoping you would be willing to do this out of the goodness of your blood pusher. Konyyl laughs so hard she spits. Skylar winces. Haha. Haha. You got a pan disorder. If you think I take care of I take charity cases, I don't want work for pretty smiles. Keep your compliments to yourself, Missy. That wasn't. I didn't mean to say that out loud. Why don't you just go find the bandits yourself? You know full well I don't have the means, but you do. It'd be a walk in the recreational field for you. If you weren't so nasty and selfish, or maybe you're scared. You. I'll show you scared. That would be a good thumbnail. But I already got mine. Battle of the females, I guess. Oh hell! Looks like they are about to throw down. You got to do something to defuse this situation. Save. That's what we do. We save in this situation. Tell them you know. Well, we do know people. You mentioned that you are important, a real mover and shaker in the alternative economy. You have a bunch of amazing local friends. Some of them are rich, or have giant internet followings, or just very, very enthusiastic about meat. The point is, you know people. Whoa, that's real generous of you. Offering to leverage your relationships for my sake. I knew I didn't make a mistake trusting you. Well, that's a different story, I guess. Why don't you just call up your fancy friends? Oh crap. You don't mean to have a... What? You don't mean to have a phone? Oh, Alden. Cool. We have friends, we have no way to contact them. Well, yeah. What? I don't work on spec. I'm only licensed on Alternia. Just kidding, I don't have a license. You explained to Konyyl that working on spec means that you're doing some work for free in hopes that you are going to get paid later. You say it's unlikely that the bandits are only going after Luci. That would be totally ridiculous when there's so many other things in this world to steal. Like money. They probably have just heaps of money in their hideouts, and if she breaks into it, she can have it all. Scarlett doesn't want it, she just wants to save the Luci. You're so damn convincing that you almost convince yourself. I'm not so sure. Sounds like you might be trying to mess me over. You let out a scandalized gasp to convey what an untoward accusation that is. You are shocked. Shocked. Fine. Anything to get away from this stupid bush. She kicks the prickly purple shrub so hard it unroots and sails across the street and lands in a hood of someone's car. But you're coming with me. I'm gonna hold you to that. And if there's no money, I'll hold you tighter. And squeeze until your weirdly coloured eyes pop out. Yikes. But you believe it too. She could definitely do that. But here's your chance. You've got a ton of success stories providing that false exposure is really the best way to get the people to like you. Sounds just peachy. When do we leave? Konyyl kicks another bush. She seems to have an anger management problem. Well, you guess she is managing it. She's taking it out on the shrubbery instead of you or Skylar. We aren't doing anything. You aren't coming. The lady starts to growl again, but and Skylar looks like she wants to join in. Excuse me? Konyyl gets up in her face, moving way faster than someone her size, like she, should be able to. You aren't coming. You'll just get in my way. You're distracting. Skylar's mouth twitches at the tiniest bit. That is not what I meant. You keep tricking me. I just meant that you probably stopped to save some bark beast wigglers. And that can get us killed. Oh, cold, sorry. Skylar crosses her arms and tosses her hair. Fine. I'm counting on you two. You figure out that the information gathering stage of the operation is next. You've seen heist movies. You know how that stuff works. But Konyyl just shouts at someone on a palm husk for a while, then punches some coordinates into a car, and you're pretty much sure isn't hers. It takes you to the outskirts of the city, past a long stretch of cracked concrete and urban sprawls. Not exactly the place you'd expect to find bandits to steal from farm animals. You point this out to Konyyl. She tells you to shut up, so you do. You leave the car and walk a few blocks. Bandits' operation is honestly not super impressive. It's a long industrial structure that looks more like a manufacturing plant than a den of thieves. Besides, it is something much more impressive. A sleek black spacecraft, sorry. Not like yours. This is a macabre Benz to your banked up Chevy Malibu. Maybe even before you crash landed into the thing, it was a hunk of junk. Oh, holy crap! Is that an adult? What, the ship? No, dingus. Follow her gaze, and alright, the troll beside the ship is taller than anyone else. You sure you've seen here? His skin is a dark grey, closing incredibly long. If everybody you've met so far has been a kid, wow. They all deal with stuff that even adults on the planet don't routine death. Your planet don't routine death, dismemberment, and like 4 different relationship dynamics. If there really are no mature trolls here, then what are they? Wait, hold up. You're saying that where you're from, you live with adults? Yeah. You all live on the same planet? Sure do. Huh, well, maybe you're tougher than you look. Adults are terrifying. Come on, let's get closer. You and Konyyl saddle up close enough to the trolls to overhear the haggling over stolen goods. So far the conversation is too general to tell if they all mean Lulusai. Damn, they must have globes of steel. Oh yeah, okay, never mind, I had to think about what that meant. Talking back to an adult. I mean, I'm great at rushing in without giving any thought. But I'm not a total moron. The 2 trolls appear to be come to an agreement. They shake hands and heading back into the warehouse together. So what do you think? What should we do? Huh, you, Konyyl? Konyyl is the expert here. Yeah, no crap. For punching. I'm not good at, but I'm also good at slashing. But Astasia always does the thinking. And the planning. He's the one with the I-beams and the big think fan. Don't tell him I said that. Please. When she looks sad, she looks nice. Other times she just looks angry. You sure you couldn't tell Deja anything at all because you don't know who he is? Oh, right. Deja's my frustrating, bulge lord loser, who sucks so bad. He's also my mate friend. We've been together for sweeps. So he's supposed to be here, but he's off busy doing some dumb nonsense. So I need you to be the hands of their operations, okay? Please do this for me. Oh dear. Search the spaceship. Why not? Because then we can steal that, and we abandon the mission. Clearly the wrong option. Clearly, because we're not doing what we're supposed to do. Here's your chance to prove you're not told. Here's the chance to prove you're totally capable of thinking, making non-disastrous choices. The only reason it would probably be the best to check out the spaceship cruiser while it's empty, since who knows how many people will be waiting for you in the warehouse. Yeah, that works for me. You suspect that Konyyl would have agreed to anything you suggested as long as she didn't have to make the decision herself. What a mood. As the kids say these days, big worm. There are so many tough decisions in your life recently. You're worried that the spaceship will be locked and your great plan is going to be over before it begins. The doors glide open easily and silently. Konyyl leads the way, and you let her. And you let her. You don't know what wild security measures the troll spaceship has, or the troll ship has. But you know that you don't want to find out. The inside is normal enough: a pilot and a co-pilot seat, a central panel covered in more than squiggly alternating letters, and a blank flipping screen. Other than that, it is remarkably barren of any homey touches. Not like your ship, which, in your humble opinion, is very nicely decorated. You've got some pretty dope posters on your wall. More to the point, there is absolutely nothing of value here. Konyyl can also tell. There's no point in being here. It's just a cruiser. All the good stuff is definitely inside the warehouse. Okay, fair. You had no idea what you're doing here, but you stick to pretending that you do. You wish you could just take a breather, and honestly, the strange, compulsive desire for more friendship is still there. But you feel pretty exhausted. That's just crap. Oh wow, it's kind of forward of Konyyl. You aren't even at the friendship level. Shit, less. That's not what you meant. Calm down, you gigantic tool. I mean, oh crap, that's an adult that we're definitely going to die. That's why I said the crap word. That word. Oh. Yeah, that is a big troll. Konyyl is pretty big, and she's the biggest troll you've met so far. If someone fed you truth serum and put a gun to your head, you might even describe her as thick. Okay. This troll is terrifying, and she looks annoyed. Maybe that's just how her face always looks. There are teeth, lots of teeth. Okay. 8 letters, nice. For an adult. Who told you you could come in here? I didn't order any ugly wigglers. Who are you calling ugly? Konyyl immediately slaps a clawed gauntlet over her mouth. Apparently, remembering who she is shouting at. The adult troll growls. And you don't mean she sounds angry. It's not a husky, sexy metaphor. She really growls, a deep, guttural animal noise. Staring up at a pair of merciless cobalt eyes, you experience the pulse of crystalline fear, or crystalline, one and two. Blank and cold, you're pretty much constantly braced for death. But that doesn't mean you're looking forward to it. Instead of springing forward and rendering you to pieces, the adult just stares at you. Damn. Adult monster troll. Take a picture, it'll last longer. The last thing you remember is those blazing eyes. And they even fade as you slip away. When you thrash back to consciousness, Konyyl is right on top of you, pinning you to the warm thermal metal of the spaceship. She doesn't look angry or scared or anything. Her snarling, expressive face is utterly blank. You say her name a couple of times, she doesn't twitch. She just squeezed down harder, grinding the bones of your wrists together. Someone's swearing. Oh crap. You strain to see around Konnyll's head. The adult troll is seated in the pilot seat, and the console is lit up. You realise that the therming in the walls means the ship is moving. You see the sickly green grey of the Altelian night sky in your stomach does a disorientating leap of mingled elation and dread. You can't believe it. You're actually going to space and finally heading somewhere besides this hellhole of a planet. Of course, that's how you felt when you were first leaving Earth. And you have no idea where this troll is bringing you. And your new prospective friend is just sitting there like she's hypnotized. She only reacts when you struggle, and then only to slam you back against the wall. You just randomly fall asleep, didn't you? How the heck did that happen? The adult starts talking again, but she isn't talking to you. No, I'm on my way. No more delays, I promise. The Lucai shipment is on schedule. No, don't worry, everything is... Siren scream, screens flash. The ship buckles wildly and like a sailboat hit by a wave. The adult troll fingers fly over the consoles. No, what the hell? I don't know. It's like I've lost control of the damn thing. Crap. Konnyll's grip on you loosens and she pulls away, shaking her head back and forth. Shaggy hair flopping onto her eyes. What? What the hell? Where are we? She sounds small and lost. The adult troll doesn't turn around. She's too busy yelling and mayday into her comm and trying to wrest back control of her ship. The whole thing shudders again, and you and Konnyll's head bump together. Ow. The ship bucks again. It feels less like an engine failure, more like a gigantic baby shaking in its like a rattle. You are scared, sure, but you also are awash in a sudden and unexpected flare of understanding and competency. Because this isn't the first time this has happened to you. This is exactly how you crash landed on Alternia in the first place. You were just passing by, minding your own damn space business, when your ship decided it wanted nothing better to do just to snap its reins, toss its wild head, and head straight to the unfamiliar planet below you. You push yourself to your feet, trying to tame your nausea as the ship rolls. You grab Konnyll's hand and pull her across the compartment to a glowing green sigil on the wall. You don't know much, but you don't know much, but you do know absconding when everything starts falling to crap. Hey, what are you? Let go of me. Absolutely not. If you do that, then you'll will not be able to be friends with her, because she'll be dead. With the strength born of desperation, you pull her into the escape pod with you. We won't fit. You will. You do. It's uncomfortable as hell. Craning your neck at a very uncomfortable angle, but you manage to reach around Konnyl and press the big red button on the wall. An alarm sounds and you hear the adult say, "What the?" before the door slams and shut and the escape pod rockets out of space. You should have backed down to Alternia. Konnyll's weight crushing your delicate ribcage. Poor ribcage. You're surprised it hasn't sued you for damage yet. Wow, this was a pretty bad show. Hardships bring people together, don't they? That's def a thing. Unfortunately, you judge from Konnyll's swearing and muttering death threats that this is not one of those times. Well, I mean, at least we survived, I guess. Why is she complaining? But yeah, we figured that would be the wrong one, didn't we? Anyway. Follow the pirate into the warehouse. You decide to follow them to the warehouse. That way, you at least won't be trapped in the confined space if anything comes back to check on the ship. You get ready to do some James Bond stuff, ducking behind cover and saying, "Cover me." but executing some stick rolls down the hallway. Can't really do any of the gymnastics, even when you aren't healing your broken ribs, but fancy gym spawns sure can. Konnyl doesn't bother with any of that. She just stomps down the hallway towards the first floor. Damn. She really hadn't been joking that what you said. She was more into the straightforward approach. You pick up speed and try to get to the door before she does, just to prevent her from charging into there and getting both of you caught immediately. Good thing too. Through the window in the door, you see that looks like some kind of break room. A couple of trolls are messing around in there on their palm husks, and a few more are sitting at a table playing some kind of game that involves cards, dice, and a lot of colorful shells. Oh come on, there's not even that many. We can take them. I forgot you weren't my partner. You're just dead weight. No real argument there. Polypod told you most pros work together for a reason. It's much harder on your own. You wonder if Konnyl would have been so hard to take the job if it hadn't been for Skylar's vibes. Yeah, that's the word. Vibes. They were vibing. They were vibing. You have to do something. You have to rally. Konnyl is already losing faith in you. Or maybe she has no faith in you in the first place. Whatever. You choose a different door at random and go down it, assuring Konnyl that you definitely know what the hell you're doing. What? Where are we going? You've been down this road before, with Diamond and you and your meat quest through these sewers. This is probably slightly higher stakes, but the same basic principle applies. Fake it until you make it. Konnyl gets annoyed much faster than your other friend. If a vocalization or anything to go by, damn, you really need to step up your game. Think back on all the heist and infiltration movies you've seen. Maybe you can find a locker room or a troll on your room to find one of those SWAT hazmat suits. Yeah, that would have been the best plan. Just put on a disguise and wander around like a sneaky person and oh god damn it. You were busy focused on your brilliant plan that you open the door without thinking and find yourself looking at the trolls playing card game. Somehow, in your random quest through the warehouse, you manage to double back on yourself and come on the other side of the break room. Classic. This is a classic you. You're almost charmed by yourself. Almost. They're frozen for a moment when all the bandits just stare at you and Konnyl, perhaps taking in the truly staggering idiot level you've achieved. Thank God. We can just have done this from the beginning. You've gotten quite a few into quite a few fights since arriving on the planet. Well, mostly you stood around while the other people fight. But at this point, Konnyl is brutal. She takes out almost the same number of bandits that you, Skylar, and Lady did in the quarter of the time. But at this point, yeah, that's right. Multicolored blood flies. Burgundy, gold, and olive already. And bronze, okay. And guards. These guys are bad guys. They've been stealing Lucite and selling them, which sucks. Oh, maybe the first one was Jade, not Olive. But right now, they're kind of just a bunch of kids getting massacred. You don't feel great about it. In fact, you thought you might need to sit down for a little bit. And Teal, okay. Your back hits the wall and you slide down the dirty floor. You're clammy all over. Pathetic. Collie pulls out a gauntlet out of the final troll's neck, and which is spraying yellow blood and squelches and makes your stomach roll. She knows you on the ground. What are you? Are you serious? Come on. You try and tell her that she volunteered you for this mission herself, but you can't slow yourself. You're breathing enough to get a word out. You aren't even sure why now is the time you finally freak out. Maybe it's the close quarters, or maybe you've been on Alternia long enough for this multicolored mess to finally start registering as blood. Maybe you've reached your horror situation point. Whatever. If you learned anything from this experience, it's that the why of things don't actually matter. Konnyl looms over you, raising her gauntlet. She's going to kill you. At least, if you're dead, you can't puke on yourself. But instead of a brutal stabbing, you feel a steady pressure on the back of your neck. Konnyl pushes your head down into between your knees. Take slower breaths, idiot. You follow our instructions. Too lightheaded to dwell on the absurdity of being coached through a panic attack by a girl who just murdered like 10 dudes. She's surprisingly good at this. Did you freak out at the first? Deja freaked out on his first fight too. Wasn't even bloody. And the little wiggler passed out. I guess some bloodcasts really are better built for violence. She sits down beside you and pats you on the back. You kind of wish he'd taken the bloody gauntlet off first, but you appreciate the gesture. You've been having a hard time reconciling this Konnyl with the one who's been snarled Skylar for being too nice. I'm multifaceted. Also, forget her. Which reminds me. She pulled out a phone from her pocket, smearing the olive blood across the screen. Corrigan, I got your bandits. She takes out louder. Talks a lot louder on the phone than she does in real life. Yeah, no crap. Of course I work fast, especially when I don't have anyone to slow me down with a bunch of tactics and plans. Save it for your Kismesis. She hangs up and glares on the phone. You tell her that she really seems to hate Skylar. Konnyl face goes all face shade green. Don't be stupid. I barely know her. You don't press the issue. You also don't point out that the obvious point that these probably aren't the only trolls in the facility. The ones who had been haggling the adults isn't here, for instance. But if Konnyl forgetting about them means less murder, then you're all alright about it. There's no way the bandits are continuing to work their work after this. Konnyl also seems to have forgotten about the fact that she came here looking for the to be paid, and nope, she's looting the bodies. Great. That's a lot messier it's a lot messier and takes way longer than in real life than it does in video games. Of course it does. In the end, she ends up with fine palm husks and a laptop, some jewelry, and little squares of plastic you think might be sci-fi credit cards. Whatever. There's barely anything here. But the fight made it pretty worth it. Well, you're glad it was good for somebody, at least. You're just trying not to think about it and maybe get outside fast as possible. Whatever Konnyl wants to do with your outstanding debt at this point. Well, you can square it about there. Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm not actually going to squeeze you. I just want it would just be too easy. I like squishing, swishing a marsh bud. Hell yes. Saved by being pitiful. I doubt you have any money anyway. I mean, you're wearing an absolution robe. True. Konnyl helps you to your feet. You kind of want to ask if you're friends now, even though the only bonding activity you've done together is combined murder and comforting. With her doing both of the things and you just standing there like an idiot. But really, you've made friends with worse people for worse reasons. Oh, here. Why don't you take one of these? She hands you a palm husk. Thankfully, it's the only one. It only has a little bit of blood on it. Actually, it might have been mustard, like the actual condiment. But she's giving you a phone? Why? You don't have one, right? I mean, you don't have any pants. This way, we can keep in touch. And you can tell me if you have any more jobs with an excellent violent level. Like this one. Yeah, let's exchange info. Palm husks are really useful. You can use them to call people and everything. You aren't even sure if she's making a joke. Possibly, she just likes thinking you're an idiot. That's okay. You can deal with that. Because not only did you make a friend today, you got a gift today. Holy crap, you killed it. And we got a phone number. Nice. That's good. That was a nice one. Yeah. Thank you for sticking around with that one. I have to see you on the next one with that. Thank you. Goodbye.